Well, there it goes. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the tragedy that was yesterday, Saturday, January 18th, the year of our Lord 2025. It was a really crap day, and I decided not to record yesterday. Believe it or not, I actually ride more with Bo Mama without recording than I ride while recording. It's just, I don't know, I like riding with her without that distraction. But today, let's talk about today. I don't know, it feels like it's the Uncle Bogator motorcycle and barbecue show, but we've got a pork butt going in there. It's only been on for about an hour and a half. I chose today, last week, to cook because we've got some rain coming in, there's some thunder in the distance, and so we figured yesterday would be a good day to ride because it was finally in the 70s, and today is going to be the day to cook. Look at Bo Mama waiting patiently for me to stop. Sure, Oz just poking over the bush. Hey! Okay, you're going to have to excuse your fat old uncle with bags under his eyes here, but let's have some garage beers and talk about yesterday a little bit. So we decided earlier in the week that yesterday was going to be our riding day because we've been in the 40s, 30s to 50s for about 3 weeks now. And we saw that it's supposed to be mid-70s yesterday and today. Just today's got the rain. So we're like, hey, let's ride. And I'm like, man, I should record because I don't have anything. But then I decided yesterday morning I just didn't want to do it. I just wanted to ride with my wife and that'd be that. So if you recall my last video, there at the end, the second half of the video, I was actually adjusting the chain on the Dyna, and a viewer actually said in a comment, this is 6 days ago as of today, he said, hey, you might want to take a look at your sprocket bolts. I think one of them is missing. And I thought, damn, good eye. And I responded, hey, I'll take a look. Well, I never took a look. I forgot. Because when I checked that comment, I think I was on a lunch break at work or something, so totally forgot to look at it. Anyway, yesterday we were riding around and we were on comms, and we're out near Ormond Beach, and I was actually just telling Bo Mama in comms, I'm like, this is the first time I've taken the bike out of DeLand in months. Normally I just ride it around here and that's it. And then it felt like it went out of gear. Right? It just felt like it just fell out of gear. I'm like, crap, man. So I'm kind of going through some of the gears, but nothing's happening when I let go of the clutch. And I'm like, what the hell? And I hear her, she tells me, hey, some stuff's flying off your bike. I'm like, great. Pull over, sure enough, man, every single bolt came out of my rear sprocket. Came out. Not sheared, I don't believe, came out, worked its way out. Fortunately, we're a mile from Teddy Morse's Daytona Harley Davidson, and I called up a buddy who works there and said, hey, you guys open today? He hooked me up with a trailer to come pick me up. They were there in like 10 minutes, it was great. They're gonna work on that, but I'm gonna try to show little videos and pictures that I took yesterday throughout this. But you can see in a picture that I think I'm showing you right now where the chain is in between the wheel and the swing arm because the wheel and the sprocket, it just came completely out. That's wild. I've been riding motorcycles for 34 years, Harleys, Yamahas, Hondas, Triumphs, whatever. I've never once ever seen that. I've ridden dirt bikes, street bikes, everything. Never seen that. I'm like, man, this is very, very strange. Now, that bike does rattle. It rattles a lot, especially in the rear end. I lose the seat bolt, every few weeks. I mentioned in the last video that I have to adjust that chain tensioner block, the bolt that goes in there. I actually carry a tool with me to tighten that up because every 20 miles or so I've got to reseat that back in the swing arm because it'll rattle loose. And so we take it over to Harley, and first thing I asked them, like, hey, this is 96, will you guys work on it? And their answer was, well, it's a Harley, isn't it? Some dealers don't work on things that old. So I'm hoping that the hub threads aren't stripped. I'm hoping they can just put new bolts in there, and that's that. Hoping. Regardless, it's like $200 already just to have them look at it. It's a $170 per labor hour plus taxes. It's going to end up being like $197 or something like that. Okay, whatever. I'm thinking, all right. So she's on her bike. I'm thinking, well, this sucks, but it happens. So what do you do, right? It is what it is, I think, is the old saying. We all know that saying. And so as much as she is not happy with it, we decided that, hey, we're going to ride back home on her fat bob. and she's gonna ride bitch, and she's not liking that at all. First of all, she doesn't like being on the back. Second of all, the Dyna doesn't have a backrest, so it's gonna be like old school, kind of hanging on. So we hang out, at the Harley shop and at the little restaurant next door for a little while. We decide, okay, let's go home. We get 5 miles from the dealership, same shit. Like, what are the odds? I'm gonna play this little video I took yesterday. It was a reel. I uploaded it to YouTube as a short and on Instagram as a reel, whatever. But you can kind of be the judge for yourself. All right, let me tell y'all something, okay? The odds of all of my sprocket bolts coming out or shearing on my 96 Dyna were slim, but not zero, right? What are the odds of the same thing happening to Bo Mama's bike? We're on the way home because she's riding bitch on her own bike. There's a bolt right here coming out. Look at that. What are the odds? I need C3PO right now to tell me what the odds are of not only my bike doing that, but also hers on the same day, on the same ride. What a weird, wild day. We should have stayed home. Now that you've seen that, there are so many people that comment, oh, it looks like sabotage. And you know what? I can't rightfully rule anything out, right? Because this is so strange. Again, 34 years, never seen it once. Now I'm seeing it twice in one day. To us, you know what I mean? It's just very strange. But I've commented on other people when they said that. I've got 2 points against sabotage. Well, 3 points. 3 points. One, who? Well, this is a multiple part first point. Who, when, why, and how? Because the bikes are never like out of our possession or sight or whatever. So it's like, who would do that? We don't know anybody really here. When would they have done it? Because bikes never really been out of our sight, like I said. Why? I haven't done anything to anybody that I know of. And where? That's point number one. Point number two is on the yellow Dyna. Like I said, the video that I recorded a week and a half ago, I already had bolts missing, and I know that it rattles. There's a good chance that the guy who did all the work on that thing used the same bolts from before when they did the build and just didn't torque them or. Well, first of all, you're not supposed to use the same bolts. They're one-time use. Maybe didn't torque them right. Maybe didn't use Loctite. I don't know. Use some bullshit bolts. Who knows what happened there? But I was already missing them and didn't catch it. I can't believe I didn't catch it. But again, having never seen that, I wouldn't have known to look at that. Now I do, right? Everything's a learning experience. So they're already coming out. Okay, I lost the other 2 or 3. I'm going to show you right here in this video. In my last video, you can see here there's one. There's one here you can see, and then a couple minutes later, when I've rotated the chain and the wheel around, this is a different position on the wheel, and you can see there's another one. So there's at least 2 bolts missing out of this sprocket. So the other second point, you think, okay, well maybe not yours, but maybe hers. The argument against that is, we bought her bike almost 2 years ago, and we bought it in St. Pete. And the first thing I said was it was definitely a carport bike. There's garage bikes, there's carport bikes. We live, it's a coastal county, and we've commented for 2 years about the apparent pitting all over every single one of the wheel components. The rotors, the pulley, the drive pulley, the wheels themselves. A lot of it's pitting in the chrome. And I kind of thought, and this might be my ignorance, I'm like, well, it's just in the surface. It's just surface pitting, whatever. But there's a good chance that, it was a lot deeper than that, and they're just corroded. The bike's 14 years old. I don't know how long. The wheels are aftermarket. No idea how long, but I have a feeling that they're just corroded, and they either broke or, backed themselves out, and maybe it was a ticking time bomb. And it just happened to be yesterday while both of them, I'm 250 pounds. I've ridden her bike, she's ridden her bike, but we've never been on it together. So the combined weight of both of us, being on there at the same time, requiring more use of torque to get up to, you know, highway speeds that we were going. And that could have been just the last straw. So yeah, now I'm in a pickle, man. So at minimum, well, I don't trust her wheels now. So we were gonna do wheels for her anyway at some point. Didn't have a plan for that. Just I knew we wanted to do wheels to get rid of the pitted look, you know? That's like $2,000. Oh, we had to have that one towed because by the time we broke down on hers, you know, Teddy Morse is closed. They can't come pick us up, you know, so I call up insurance, and of course, towing to the house is not covered. Okay, whatever. So there's another $300. I'm out $500 already on this, and nothing is fixed yet. So I'm kind of worried, you know, what's this going to end up costing me? I mean, it's got to be fixed, right? Well, it doesn't have to be, but I'm going to fix them. It's just weird, man. Like I said, 34 years, never seen anything like that. And we saw it twice yesterday. Sabotage? Maybe. I mean, I don't think so, but I can't rule it out. Anyway, that's the story of yesterday and where we are. Man, you guys hate sponsors. I know you guys hate sponsors. A lot of you do. Some of you don't. A lot of you hate sponsors, but I wish I had a wheel sponsor right now. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we'll check back in throughout the day. I might show you guys the pork butt as we keep going. I'm definitely going to record on whatever day we pick up the yellow Dyna. You know, I don't know if we're going to be in a car or, well, I mean, we can't take her Dyna to go get it, but we'll figure it out. All right, so I know I said we were going to come back later, but I actually meant to show you some of this pitting on here. All right, if you look at this hub, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there's all that pitting there. There's pitting around, you know, the rotor mount here. I knew it was there. I guess I just didn't take it seriously. It's all over the front. Here, we'll look in here too. You can see there, one of the bolts is kind of worked out, but it's also bent. That's why I'm really worried about it. And you can see all the pitting there on the mount for that pulley. So, yep. I mean, I guess I know now I got to take it. Well, not that I didn't take it seriously. I just didn't know to think about it at all, really. You know what I mean? So now I know. Terrible learning experience, but now I know. All right, boys, we are several hours in, and but let's take a look at this barbecue. We reached 165 on the butt, so it's in there, and it sounded like 170, I don't know, 4 degrees or something. And so I put this chicken on here because Bo Mama, in her infinite wisdom, doesn't really care for pork that much. I don't know what's wrong with her. You guys, you go have to forgive her for that. All right, boys. Bo Mama's got the camera. All right. So this is supposed to come out pretty clean. Oh, look how clean this motherfucker is. Holy shit. Yeah, baby. That came out extra clean. All right. So I want to put this bone there and Bo Mama. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. Look at it. I need a moment of silence for, you hear my dog? So let me give him some. I can't. I know I made it myself, so I'm a little bit biased, but oh my God.